A reading from the book of Genesis. Jacob called his sons and said to them, "Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. You, Judah, shall your brothers praise, your hand on the neck of your enemies. The sons of your father shall bow down to you. Judah, like a lion's whelp, you have grown up on prey, my son. He crouches like a lion recumbent, the king of beasts. Who would dare rouse him? The scepter shall never depart from Judah, or the mace from between his legs, while tribute is brought to him, and he receives the people's homage." The word of the Lord. Justice shall flourish in his time, and fullness of peace forever. O God, with your judgment endow the king, and with your justice the king's son. He shall govern your people with justice, and your afflicted ones with judgment. Justice shall flourish in his time, and fullness of peace forever. The mountains shall yield peace for the people, and the hills justice. He shall defend the afflicted among the people, save the children of the poor. Justice shall flourish in his time, and fullness of peace forever. Justice shall flower in his days, in profound peace, till the moon be no more. May he rule from sea to sea, and from the river to the ends of the earth. Justice shall flourish in his time, and fullness of peace forever. May his name be blessed forever. As long as the sun, his name shall remain. In him shall all the tribes of the earth be blessed. All the nations shall proclaim his happiness. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia. O wisdom of our God Most High, guiding creation with power and love, come to teach us the path of knowledge. Alleluia.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham became the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah became the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. Perez became the father of Hezron, Hezron the father of Ram, Ram the father of Amminadab, Amminadab became the father of Nahshon, Nahshon became the father of Salom, Salom became the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Boaz became the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. Obed became the father of Jesse, Jesse the father of David the king. David became the father of Solomon, whose mother had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon became the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam became the father of Abijah. Abijah became the father of Asa. Asa became the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat became the father of Joram. Joram became the father of Uzziah. Uzziah became the father of Jocham. Jocham became the father of Ahaz. Ahaz, the father of Hezekiah, Hezekiah, the father of Manasseh, Manasseh, the father of Amos, Amos, the father of Josiah. Josiah became the father of Jehoiakim and his brothers at the time of the Babylonian exile. After the Babylonian exile, Jehoiakim became the father of Shealtiel, Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel, Zerubbabel became the father of Abiud, Abiud became the father of Eliakim, Eliakim the father of Azor, Azor the father of Zadok, Zadok became the father of Achim, Achim the father of Elilud, Elilud the father of Eleazar, Eleazar the father of Matan, Matan the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of her was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Thus the total number of generations from Abraham to David is 14, from David to the Babylonian exiles 14 generations, from the Babylonian exile to Christ 14 generations. The Gospel of the Lord. For those of you who are of my generation, you may remember that there was a strange sitcom in the late 60s, early 70s called The Addams Family. And they were normal, average, everyday monsters who were living in suburbia. And they had, they had all sorts of interesting adventures with the normal people. And there's one that I remember in particular. There was a man who was a banker. And he was a very, very, very proper banker. And he and his son were going to visit the Addams family. So they open up the gate and walk through it, and the gate slams behind it, as it always does. And the man turns to his son and he says, "Members of the Smith family don't slam the gate." And his son said, "I didn't slam the gate." And he goes, "Well, members of the Smith family don't lie." And what happened in this particular episode was that he was very proud of how good and righteous his family was. And at the very end, Morticia, the wife of the Addams family, does a genealogy and discovers he has several bank robbers, several pirates, the scum of the earth, and he's really ashamed of it. And when we look at the genealogy, we see Jesus' genealogy isn't exactly much that you'd be proud of in many ways. I mean, you have some prostitutes, you have people who led Israelites into apostasy. You have people who were liars. You have people who were thieves. And this is the line of people that God chose to bring us the Messiah. Now, this should be encouraging because it shows that when God chooses people, he doesn't exactly choose the most wholesome at times. That should give us hope. At least it gives me hope. And that his choosing is perfect. Now, there are people who, when they read this, they say, wait a minute, if you look at the other genealogies in the Old Testament, it doesn't quite fit. Well, that's because this is more of a legal presentation of the ancestry of Jesus. And that there are 7 generations, there are 6 sets of 7 generations. And 7 was the perfect number in the Jewish lore. And so you have the 6 sets of 7. Well, who's starting the 7th set of 7? And that's Jesus. And it's Matthew's way of saying that God took all these people, all these less than perfect people, and comes to the Messiah. And the Messiah is the one who will bring perfection. And so with this, we could trust God that despite all the flaws and weaknesses in our life, if we look to him, if we trust in his Son, if we open ourselves up through prayer and sacraments to his Spirit, we can be part of that 7th generation, or that 7th set that fulfills God's purpose in this world. Let's go up to the Eucharist today, asking for that grace, that he might transform us just a little bit more today, that we might be more open to his will, and again, fulfill what he would have us do as being part of the 7th set of 7 generations. May Jesus Christ be praised.